Hey traders, welcome to another edition of the Crypto Lab with Alex, featured by Trading Analysis. I hope you're all well, and we had a very eventful week, especially the week behind us. So lots of things to cover in today's Crypto Lab. Hey Andre, I see you want to see Kusama. Okay, we will review it later. So let's dive in immediately in all of the events. I will scroll first through the current market cap. We're going to look some news. We also gonna go through some events. We had a big Bitcoin conference in Miami. We also had the latest news of El Salvador accepting Bitcoin as a legal tender, which is the first country in the world to do that. And we also had some a little bit more, I would say, not so good things regarding Bitcoin, and I will show you that. So let's dive in. You can type in your questions in the chat, and let's get rolling. So let's start with um, uh, cryptocurrency market cap. As you know, cryptos are moving down in the last couple of weeks, initiated by the Elon Musk tweet, and then the other stream of bad news just kind of a push this trend on the downside. Currently, from 1.2 trillion, we are sitting at around 700 billion, a little bit more above. It fell a couple of days before, even below 680 billion, I think. Ether is also close to 300 billion. And the other ones, as you can see, also fell relatively significantly to the downside. And we had seen some change between the first 10 places in the market cap. Binance is still the third, Cardano ADA is fifth, on the fourth place. Tether here is the third because but I'm not including that into a cryptocurrency because it's a stable coin. Dogecoin is holding well, still around 43 billion. XRP on seventh place. We had some news also from the last week regarding the XRP and the current case, which I think is going to be probably settled. We will see until we approach the beginning of the official court date. Polkadot is ninth and Uniswap is on the 10th place. Bitcoin Cash fell down below first 10 in the market cap. So as regards of the news, this was something which I potentially advise you to read. There was a commission, and Elizabeth Warren, one of the congressmen, U.S. lawmakers put Bitcoin on a trial in Senate CBDC hearing. There was a hearing regarding the issuing of CBDC, which is the basically digital central bank currency. Namely, in this event that happened was, of course, US dollar. And also one of the subjects was Bitcoin, which was not so very well viewed from the Bitcoin maximalist and Bitcoin crypto community view points, definitely, because they concluded that Bitcoin doesn't portray um, these roles that actually the other community is ascribing to it. So some, I will say, mild negative comments, and maybe you want to read this to kind of digest how is the current stance in the US regarding the Bitcoin. I didn't see much more. So Basel Committee proposes banks to set aside capital to cover Bitcoin exposure. We all know that the Bitcoin is volatile, so if the bank starts to be involved in this type of currency, then they will have to set up some funds on a side. Um, Bitcoin pips above 38K on Basel News. Okay, that's fine. That means that potentially banks can either allow the trading or has or can include Bitcoin in their portfolio of holdings. So Yeah, nothing much except these two news. We have seen in the past weeks many of them, especially regarding China and all of that other stuff what was going on. So main news is basically that El Salvador accepted Bitcoin as a legal tender. So I will say for this week, these are for now main news. Okay, so we had a short trade with our members. I displayed that on my Twitter page. We entered at 38,568. We aggressively rolled down and managed this trade to the downside until finally we will stopped out for a nice 11% gain around 34,500. We had a nice reversal on the Bitcoin. So there was a nice small trade, very low risk. So we had initially stops at 42.50 and we started to aggressively roll them down as the trade progressed on the downside. Okay, so also if you like to become our member or go on have a trial with us, you don't have necessarily to become immediately. You can do a small trial and see what we do. We have a crypto chart room, strategy videos, members webinars. We also have a crypto trade desk where we actually post all our trades. Discord group, my favorite, where we do a small crypto stream updates almost every day, and a fabulous members community there. So good discussions and charts and everything. We also have a cryptocurrency repository, which means that using the beautiful MultiWave platform, if you use it as well, you can have my wave counts directly on your platform immediately as I change it, because it's functioning over the cloud, and we have a trading analysis app. So you can visit trading analysis website and maybe sign up for a trial. We also had a very good webinar, which was covered by Bennett and I. I don't know if you've been there, but we hand out many useful information and charts and how we see the crypto space. It was the last week, and we are going to repeat it very soon. So if you didn't participate, I will warmly advise you to do so, because we really gave out a fabulous amount of information there for the crypto community. Looking for that before. So in general, we are still looking for this Bitcoin dominance chart that this is something potentially in a fourth wave pullback, because it is very clear in this potential expanded flat correction after this 5 waves up and a clear Bitcoin dominance, we are in some form of a correction, which might be this type of a 335 structure, which means that after this fourth wave potential is finished, the alts might go a little bit more upside until finally Bitcoin starts to move further, either for a correction or a move on the upside. We will see that. As you know, my stance, I don't see that there is Bitcoin and alts anymore. I think these projects are completely different. Bitcoin was designed as a currency. Ether is something completely different. You can look from that perspective every other coin like Polkadot or Aave in decentralized finance. So I will not agree with this subdivision, and also I will not agree with the cryptocurrency term. But anyhow, we have to function. We already uh, made these terms to be our main vocabulary, and that's why we have to kind of use it so we can all understand each other what we are speaking of. So I will stay with the view that this is just some type of a pullback in a Bitcoin dominance, and I will look for another move down in a Bitcoin in this 5-wave move. So let's go and see some charts. Hey Rekomi, dobar dan. It's a Serbian for a good day. Thank you for my native language. Welcome. Hey Fernando, Emran, Ujvai, Igor. So if you agree, guys, let's see some charts. And as you know, our stance on the cryptos was pretty much same as for the last couple of weeks. On the higher time frame, we are still observing potentially this as a larger fourth wave pullback. In this current situation, and don't forget, we have a Fed meeting next week, where we might see a little bit more of, I will not say inflationary scare, because the Fed was very clear regarding inflation. I will say we might see a little bit more of a kind of a hawkish stance regarding the possible move in rates or tapering of the liquidity into the system. I don't think that will be positive for stocks, and definitely not for Bitcoin, because of the margin spillover effect. So that's why, and of course, the current negative sentiment, I don't see it for now that Bitcoin lows and this move down will complete here. Okay. So as we said, we try to pair this fourth wave either in a simple or a complex form to this wave two, which is a kind of a guideline of a right look. And we are going to look this in perspective of some time ratios for a potential lows. This might be also October 2021, and then as we go further in time, this might be January or December 2020, and one also which is valid is 1618, which will come in beginning of the May, June, July 2022. So we will see how this is developing. I will also guide you on a smaller time frame. But our overall stance is relatively neutral to slightly bearish after this move down, because this type of corrections in a fourth wave, it's pretty tough to discern if you don't have a little bit more time of the price action, especially in a sideways move. So you can confirm triangles basically when the D wave is finished, and the corrective complex structures you can confirm after some type of a five-way move down. We still didn't see a new low, so that's very interesting. So it opens up for many possible interpretations. We are tracking that for possible small term trades. And I would say I don't like to meddle much with markets which I don't see and which I don't have any visibility on it. So what we know for now, we know that potentially we are going to be in a big corrective pullback. The correction depends how you treat this correction as a complex or a simple. This one, according to the guideline of alternation, might develop also in A up in B, down in C, or in triangle, or in complex. So I think that market will give us actually its own decision as we follow the price action. And I will go on a smaller time frame for you after the Ether. So let's look a little bit Ether, which is developing the same basically pattern. As you see, the developments from this five-wave move up and a pullback was pretty much straightforward on the upside, and we like to characterize this in the Elliott wave methodology as a third wave, which means it has to satisfy certain kind of qualities, I would say. So this third wave has to first have a relatively nice angle of ascent, which we definitely see here. It has to have a divisible five-wave move in the base, or a kind of a higher degree movement. It has to also have very visible five-wave move in a lesser degree of a trend. So all of these qualities we see here, and we label this as a potential green wave 3. And after the five-wave move down, we are still expecting some type of a sideways of the same nature or similar, because they start to act relatively differently here. We are looking for some paths and try to see how from these paths this correction might develop. And I call that a little bit of a chess with market, because we know that markets are patterned and fractal. But where you are faced with a sideways of this magnitude, you have to play a little bit of chess and guessing game and it depends of your skills. How do you see this pattern evolves, and how many combinations of this pattern you can actually find potentially to develop. So for Ether, we met this very nice Fib cluster ratio. As you can see, the projections, as I explained before, we use several ratios for this type of projections. Let me just grab this one and scroll it to the downside. This one doesn't want to scroll. Something is, but never mind. I will explain you like this. So we have also 1618 and equality here. We surely passed this to ratio and stopped at 2618 on the upside, and from there, meeting this Fib cluster, we actually nicely moved to the downside, which is a kind of a, it is very hard to go above when you see such a nice Fib zones. And actually these Fib zones explains the potential places, because nothing goes indefinitely in one direction, potential places of a shorter term reversal, as we can see before on the chart as well. So corrections are completely natural state of the markets, and after almost 5,000% on the upside, I think Ether will have a little bit of rest, and then after this fourth wave is finished, it will ramp up on the upside pretty strongly, and we have some pretty nice upside target. This is a log chart, and this means actually that this fifth wave can be the biggest gain from the inception of the Ether on the upside. So watch out for that. Okay, so everything clear about the Bitcoin and Ether charts on the larger time frames. If you have some kind of a corrections, or you would like to present your own view, please type it in. I will gladly draw it on the chart. Or if you have your own view where these corrections might unfold, just drop it and I will redress it so we can discuss it. More positive to DXY. Yeah, DXY or dollar index is potentially with a small ECB is currently now, Fed is next week, as I said. So we might see just a spike on the downside, maybe a confirmation. If Fed becomes a little bit more hawkish, that will be very positive for dollar, which is one apple more in the bag in this negative sentiment. Or although the dollar and Bitcoin correlation, it's not so workable because they're going on higher time frames, both up from 2008. So in general, but I think that there will be a fact of a dollar moving higher, definitely on these crypto charts. Okay, so let me lead you on a smaller time frame, and let's see some alts, and also let's play with some of your possible cryptos you like me to see. On the smaller time frames, a lot of possibilities here. Firstly, I would like to present a potential five-wave move, which will completely change most of the picture and potentially be more favor in this shorter term correction, not on the longer term correction on a Bitcoin. What I think about that, it means that on this higher degree or a higher time frame charts, potentially if we have a 5 waves down, we can have a B wave and a C wave finish around between these two ratios, which means it's not going to be that much long if we have a simple correction, okay? So on this smaller time frame, this fourth wave is still possible. Wave count invalidation is there. We are trading at a little bit past 1618 time elapsed in this wave 2. From this wave 4, we can even go to 200 or 2618 in wave 4. Wave 4 are designed to be more kind of a sideways or protracted in time. So for this fourth wave, several options exist. This can be a 335, so we can have a flat, we can have a W triangle in X and Y, which is one of my currently favorite one. So if I do something like this and put a triangle here, which you might see So intermediate actually wave in a B wave was a triangle. So if I decompose this, it will look like this. So it will be a 5 waves down in diagonal A, triangle in B, and after we also can draw out a very nice triangle here, as you can see, with guideline of every Elliott wave rules, which are for the triangles. And then we had a 5-wave move push to this potential C wave. If you measure this A versus C, you will get one of the ratios which is common when you have a B wave or an X wave triangle, and that the ratio is 0.618. So alternatively, if we had 3 waves up here, A triangle B, down in C in X, we should also see a 5-wave move here, which we have already seen in a wave A, down in B and up in C for potential 4th wave. So we might go a little bit more after some correction here. Also, we can have a very short flat. In a sense, it might be a regular one, and that's why I'm saying it's very hard to deal with this type of corrections, which can be basically interpreted on the numerous combinations. So this can also be some type of a 5-wave move here, depicting a possible flat correction. And if I see wave 4 here, not completed the wave A and move a little bit lower, I will be look for potentially this price level here for a 5-wave move in a flat and then the reversal into a wave 5, which will, as I said, change the picture, how we look the nature of this correction. Alternatively, we also have a couple of combinations which is very viable. Bitcoin, okay, we had the low here, we go in A, B up in C, or WXY up to here. That can be only a B wave of the larger triangle. Okay, so if we know that every leg in triangle has to have a 3 waves, complex or simple. So this can be a B wave, this can be a C, D, and E, and then our original thought actually is valid. We perform the sideways triangle, and then we go on the upside. It can also be ABC for W, this can be X, and then we go to the downside towards this base channel, 38% retracement for a 20K. So be careful here, guys. If you don't have skills to have orientation, just don't be up and down in that kind of a scenario, because I see people are definitely buying dips here which are constantly sold, and you don't want to be a victim of these guys which are actually using this pullbacks to just to unload at a better price. So be careful. I usually like to have a better orientation and a visibility when I want to be involved. Okay, yeah, sure. But it's the same thing, guys. You already saw that. I explained that. So nothing more in an enlarged thing to see. It's basically the same as I explained you. Okay. Okay, so let's look a few alts, and then I will go to see your your requests. ADA is holding very well. I'm still holding ADA to be in some type of a triangulation. Base channel is holding good, as you can see here. Base channel is holding very good. Kind of this attempts to break on the downside. So we are here in some type of a consolidation for now. I always say for now because I still don't know how it will unfold. It can have a different combinations, and the wave 4 can even go to here. So I will just say we are still in this current situation where this base channel is holding very well. And we might have a triangle, WXY, all of these 4th wave corrections we will see. So while this last, I'm not meddled with it, I can put some trades shorter term when I have a visibility on a Bitcoin But I'm not going to touch this type of a price action for any trading because this is very tiring. You can be stopped out very quickly and then pick another side, and then it can go against you again, and it can just drains you out of your funds and psychological energy. And while this lasts, you can be on a verge to throw your towel, and then when you throw your towel and say, okay, I don't know where these things goes, it can just start to go further on the upside, and you basically just lose your psychological energy and capital during this time. So I don't touch it with my members. Binance is also more directional. We had a five-way move down, so it can be ABC as well. Potentially DC might go a little bit further. I'm still waiting on this. I'm going to stay bullish overall on the higher time frames. And it's pretty much with all of these other guys. Dogecoin, still nothing. Sideways consolidation, possible triangle. We see also head and shoulder here, or a bigger wave 4 move to the downside. So in general, I don't see really nothing much tradable. Luna was pretty aggressive. So Luna might offer, if this is some type of a wave 4, in an ABC, XABC from here, some potentially nice move to the downside. And I don't see pretty much of this anywhere else, guys. Matic, sideways consolidation, still potential fourth wave triangle. So it's not the time to be a hero. I think it's a more kind of a patient, small trading just to make some money in this consolidation if you can, dependent on your skills. And it's a waiting game. It's a patience game. Hey, Anton, sure, I can show VeChain. VeChain, where is our VeChain here? Let me just find it. Here it is, okay. So VeChain is the same on the larger time frame. I'm still looking this to be relatively bullish. And from the recent highs, we did see only a three-wave move, okay. So I'm still gonna go with the triangle here. It can turn out to be W, some type of an X wave, Y, but I still don't know. I mean, what I can tell you is that I have this hypothesis, which is working for now, that we are in some type of a correction here, which will probably finish when a little bit more time, and then we might go on the upside. So I still don't know yet. Even this might be already finished for VeChain, and this might be maybe some type of a leading diagonal, but this highs was below it, so it won't work, or a kind of a smaller triangle. I don't know that yet. I'm going to seek for a confirmation, and the market will tell us if we know to recognize. So I'm still going to hold potentially VeChain for a bullish resolution as long as we hold the 0.022 market levels, which is the wave count invalidation. After, if we reach this one, I can just erase this wave count and start counting new all of this from the new standpoints. Okay, Solana. Let's look Solana. Solana, where is Solana? It's here. Let me see what I did that. There is a lot of leftovers in this chart. Yeah, let's remove these labels. Okay, for Solana, I'm wondering also to kind of expand on this possibility that this is a larger degree third wave. I'm still kind of bothering with this, I must honestly tell you, because the subdivision might tell you that this is just a five-wave move already completed, as I have it in a beginning, and this can be just some type of a correction. We cannot have a triangle in a second wave. We can have it in a B wave, but if we have a 5 waves up, I don't think Solana will make a B and C on the upside. I'm more looking for this project to be a larger degree wave 1 and 2. So in that case, Solana has to go lower below this low to prove me that my wave count is sustainable to this previous degree of the lesser fourth wave, to previous degree fourth wave. And then I will have to also draw multiple scenarios here, because if this is something else, which also might be, we will have something like uh, potentially wave one. Let me see if we saw the wave count invalidation here. So this will be a wave two, wave three, and then this wave four has to be over, and we should go on the upside immediately, because wave two was very quick. I don't have a visibility, I will tell you immediately. I never like to do a kind of a solid probable hypothesis with all of the knowledge in trading analysis we have. We immediately tell you when we see the wave count that we cannot grasp, and there is a low probability that our wave count is correct. So I don't know what it's still going for this one. I will say for me this one is still working, that the first 5 waves are done, but I need to see a clear clues that the Solana will go to the downside. Kusama, we will look a little bit later. Everybody wants to see a Litecoin. What's so special with the Litecoin? Okay, so Litecoin, 5 waves down. So I think that's definitely clear. If you put the wave count here, you can clearly decompose a 5-wave move here. If you can see, it has to be in a diagonal form, because the wave 4 entered the territory of the wave 1. So we have to utilize this one. So let's do that. I just want to show you that clearly, I think unmistakably, potentially we have a 5-wave move here. So this was a very sharp wave 3, which we expected to be. This was a potential triangle in a wave 4, and then we have a 5 waves down in a wave 5. Okay. So this is A, B, C, D, and E. Triangles can make sometimes like this, and then we have a 1, 2, 3 triangle, 4 and 5. So this might be some type of an ABC before we move further lower. Okay, so I don't see this to be a flat for now. I see a 5 waves up, and I see a 3-wave pullback. Okay, which is for now encouraging for a potential move up in this C wave, some around 255. Yeah, so for now we have a nice size. If this goes lower, maybe it can just go a little bit 786, 618, and then from there we might see a reversal for this move on the upside. So 3 waves down, it's already finished. So we need to see if this is going to prove to be. We need to see a clear 5 waves and a small pullback for a continuation towards up. But for the time being, I will place Litecoin here as a 5 waves down, a correction or a triangle, which is also a correction, and then a further move lower towards this possible last longs, last shorts for a 4th wave, and then pretty much last longs for the wave 5 on the upside. So still in development. I don't know what you mean, Ujvai. I don't expect a small correction around 15th of June. Okay, guys. So let's see one more, and then let's close this up. Let me see. Kusama, okay, I don't have a Kusama here, or I think I don't have. If I have Kusama, it would be great, guys. Let's see if the Kusama is on Binance. Come on, Kusama. What is the symbol for Kusama, guys? Just type me in. Okay, I can see that as well. Let me see. Kusama. What a cool name, huh? Kusama. Japanese, like Kusama. What is the symbol? Kusama USD. That's the symbol. Kusama, okay. Kusama. let's see if we have Kusama there. It seems we do. Wow, cool. I'm always happy when I can do it in a multi-wave. Let me just find Kusama here. Let's see how much data we have. It seems that like we have, let's just put it on a log scale, because on arithmetic it looks like a plastic bag after a grocery shop. Anyhow, it looks like a plastic bag. I don't think this is Kusama. Looking at this previous chart, let me see. Oh, okay, it might be this. Let me just look how it looks here. Somebody wants to tell me something. Okay, so let's try here. It's much more clear. Yeah, so Kusama might be still in this some type of a fourth wave pullback. We had 5 waves up in a wave 1 and 2. This was 1, 2 up in 3, 4, and 5. Even if we go on the upside, it can be a part of a triangle or a flat. So I don't think that this is over. I don't think that Kusama will kind of, everybody expects when it sees this, that Kusama will go like, I don't know, to 1,400. I will say potentially we still didn't finish this correction. I think we will still be, if you see the larger time frame. And then when it's finished, maybe Kusama will draw some type of a flat, which means it's gonna put the market on the wrong side. So be careful if it breaks the latest stop, and you can put extension 127 here. And if it rolls over from there, definitely it can finish here. And people which are thinking it's going to go long, it's going to be on it, and then they will be stopped out, and then it will turn down. And the flats are really the most notorious corrections I've seen. Because once it starts to move down, people will go short, and they will also be stopped out, because in one point, depends on the flat or a type of flat we have, it might turn, and it will turn bullish again. So it's a kind of a horror correction, as my member would put it. Okay. So yeah, that was Kusama. Hit the like button, guys. Thank you for the attention. I hope you find the Crypto Lab useful in the navigation of the cryptos. Be also aware that we're going to repeat after a week or two these webinars where we give lots more informations, and you can find or we will tweet it out, either Bennett or I. Bennett is a Twitter handle W Pilot, and me is TA FX Crypto Lab. So you can also follow us and actually get some of our chart work or potential members webinars announcement. What else, guys? You're pretty quiet today. No more requests. What's going on, guys? I hope you're not depressed. I see many of these crypto communities depressed and still kind of a hope to that it's gonna from somehow go on the upside. And I understand that. I mean, that's one of the biggest enemies of trading is this hope, which doesn't give us to see potentially what is going on. And I had a lot in my career as well of that before. Now I don't allow that to guide me in any sense. When I see it, I kill it. Any hope is not desirable in my atmosphere in trading. Oh, come on, guys, that's too much. Crow. Oh yeah, I'm interested to see what is going on in Crow. I cannot give you everything. Yeah, Crow went down from our potential leading diagonal. It might still be in this. And for Crow, Usually when you have this type of a potential leading diagonals, we might see something like this, as I said, for a correction. Usually comes to the lows of a previous wave 4. So we might do something like this and then post potential lows, and after maybe Crow can start to move on the upside. So I will look for something like this, or something more complex, although I don't like to see a wave 2 after a leading diagonal, because when you have a leading diagonal, it suggests by itself it's going to be very bullish, because this is the accumulation of the energy. So I usually look for a short second wave. Sometimes the second wave in this type of a leading diagonals can be 23%, and off we go. But looking at the sentiment, I don't think this will be the case here. Looking at the Bitcoin and all of the other sentiment and charts in cryptos, maybe we're gonna spend a little bit more time and then continue on the upside. Okay, hey Kevin, what's up? Are you from Thailand, Kevin, as I remember? How is on Thailand? We have to go, I think, for a trading view. Are you still with us, Kevin, as a member or not? Come on, Ujvali, please. I would expect a little bit more than that statement. No, no, I'm joking. I'm joking. That's fine. That's okay. Ah, okay, Kevin. Okay, no problem. Can you just tell me, Kevin, what is the symbol? I think it's a gold slash BTC. Let's try to find this one. I think I had a trouble finding that one before. Uh, where is, let me see. Can you help me with this, Kevin? How we can locate? Okay, thanks. For this, it give me, okay, it's gold BTC G. Maybe I should remove slash. Okay, now we are heading somewhere. Okay, we got, I didn't see these charts for ages. And look how triangle played out. Okay, so we were looking for a possible triangle, and actually it went down. Let's see if this is a triangle actually. Let's go on a higher time frame. Interesting pattern. Okay, so let's try to do this. There is clearly a 5 waves down. Is this is a wave 3 or this is a wave 3? That's the question. I have to look the internals. But for the sake of this analysis, don't take it with a grain of salt on the larger time frame. I will just say this is a long wave 1 up into down in 5 waves in 3. This is some type of a triangulation on or A, B, C, X. It cannot be because we didn't have a new high. So I will say this is a triangulation. Let me just look this type of a correction. This looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So nevertheless, even if you take this as an A, B, C, D, and a small e, and this as a 1, 2, 3, potentially, because we still see 3 waves here, this can be still ongoing wave 5. Okay, so we don't know that yet. We need to see a clear 5 waves up to this area and a correction to be sure that we are either in a higher degree corrective or impulsive. So guys, you have to understand in beginning phases when the turns happens, from the Elliott wave perspective, uh, of course, if you have a confidence and knowledge, you can say, okay, maybe this is finished, maybe it's not. I want to do some trades and try. That's okay if you control your risk. But to know exactly, here is a little bit of a situation. You need to wait some confirmation. Okay. So only 3 waves up. We didn't see a 5 waves up, which for now indicates, if you do by step process analysis, if you do any subdivisions here, whatever you like, potentially you are still in a probable, let's say, a 5-wave move here, which is not completed. Okay. So wherever you see this situation, you cannot count that you're going to pick up the low. And I'm definitely not in the business of picking the lows and highs. Many people are obsessed with that, but I avoid it as a plague, because sometimes I can go in and try to kind of just to be interested, but I'm not that mentality. Although some of the big traders made most of their money just picking highs and lows. So it's different for every person. Um, if you tend to be good in that, of course you do it. You do whatever it works for you. So I will stay with this for now. If I see a 5-wave move on the upside, then I will probably say that this was the end of the wave 5, and then start to look for a more kind of a bigger correction here in these 5 waves in some type of an ABC, or even end of this trend. And if I see a quality past, I will look for a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Yeah, Ujvai, I agree. Funny. So when you wrap up the next statement, I would like with a little sprinkles of chocolate on it. Okay. This is too simple, huh? Okay, guys. So thank you on the attention, guys. If you want to subscribe, or you already did, to our channel, you can get the notifications every Thursday. Crypto Lab with Alex. If you want to be our member or just taste our service, you can go and have trial. You can also sign up with Twitter handles and expect next webinars where you can see a more depth analysis covering of some fundamentals and some kind of a little bit details which we look and which make a difference for our members than this public YouTube streams. And also, you can visit us every Thursday or even Wednesday, where we have a stock YouTube with Todd, Bennett, and Terry, and me just jumping in on a Bitcoin. If you can wait, don't wait. If you cannot wait Thursday. So lots of stuff we do, and check us out. Definitely hit the like button, just to kind of have a little bit of candies for our work here. Like button means to us because the content goes up and it's available, so we can um, kind of see this goes to a more public and visibility of our knowledge and services. So thank you one more. Hit the like button and see you next Thursday. Crypto Lab with Alex, featured by Trading Analysis. Have a nice day and bye bye.